What is up, my people? Your girl Sam is back with yet another video. I don't know if you guys saw my last two videos, but I did do some at-home workouts that you could do with just your body, no equipment. So if you haven't checked those out yet, go ahead and check them out because they're great. We're in quarantine right now and gyms aren't open, so those workouts are something really good for you to utilize at home if you're looking to get a good sweat on. So I'm gonna kind of slow it down a little bit in this video because I think what I'm about to talk about is super important, especially when it comes to post-workout. A little background on myself. I have my bachelor's in applied exercise science. So when I went to college, I learned a lot about nutrition. I learned a lot about the human body. I did internships in my school's strength and conditioning facility. So I made plans for all the athletes and I ran them through some stuff. But with working out also comes the importance of what happens post-workout. And I think it's a very important subject to touch upon. So this video is very important to listen to. It might be a little bit boring because I'm going to be talking a lot, but it's something very important that we need to touch base on. So I want to talk about post-workout recovery and what happens when you work out. That's the big question. What exactly happens? How do we gain muscle, right? So when you do a workout, you're actually physically damaging the muscle structure. So if you look at a picture of a muscle, muscles are made up of thin little fibers, right? And when you work out, you're actually causing micro tears in them, like causing damage, basically. And what happens after a workout, like the way that you gain muscle is after you tear those muscles, you then have to replenish in order to make those tears stronger, which is how you build muscle in the long run. So, I have a little cheat sheet here, just so I have a lot to say, and I don't want to miss anything. So after a workout, you might not directly after a workout, but couple hours next day, right, you'll feel sore, right? Everyone has felt that. It's awful. It's terrible. It hurts so bad. That's why everyone's like, oh, skip leg day, because no one wants their legs to be sore because it's hard to walk after. So what happens, that soreness that you're feeling is actually those muscle tears that I was just talking about. This is called delayed onset muscle soreness, or DOMS, capital DOMS. DOMS is pretty much the buildup of lactic acid in the muscle, but that's not really important. I'm just trying to go over the basics with you guys. But I want to go over how to prevent DOMS, or delayed onset muscle soreness, right? The first thing is to stay hydrated. I got my water here. I fill this thing like 6 times a day. I drink over a gallon of water a day. And that's very important. It's very important to stay hydrated. It's important for your muscles. It's important for your gut health. It's important for your skin. If you're dehydrated, your skin's gonna get all ashy, flaky, right? No one likes that. You can use lotion as a quick fix, but if you want to prevent that for a long term, hydrate. Simple. Drink water, right? I drink water all day, every day. If you look at my workout videos, I drank so much water during that because I was out of breath, but that's beside the point. So the first way to prevent muscle soreness is hydrate. The second is to stretch and or roll out before and after a workout. So this is convenient, I also did another video on full body stretching. So if you haven't seen it, go check it out. So yeah, stretching is very important. What I mean by rolling out is if you don't have like a foam roll, I don't have one. I use a baseball, a lacrosse ball, a softball, anything round that you have laying around your house, right? You can put it directly on a muscle and you can physically roll out your muscle. It hurts, trust me. But it's very good for you. So you just got to stretch, roll out. It's even if you're not working out, waking up and stretching is always a good thing, right? We want to keep our body flexible, so stretching when you wake up is very important. It's important, especially as we get older. I know I'm not that old. I'm only 24, and I wake up in the morning and I'm like, oh, right? So in order to prevent me from waking up and going, oh, I stretch. And then I feel so much better. So that is another way to prevent delayed onset muscle soreness. Another way is to increase blood circulation to the areas. So when you work out, you're increasing your blood flow, first of all, because that's why you get sweaty and hot, right? But after, we're talking post-workout recovery right now, so after a workout, taking a hot bath, showering. I mean, you get sweaty when you work out anyway, so might as well shower. Hygiene. This is just for good hygiene, right? But also, it'll double as good hygiene and helping to recover your muscles after a workout. So that is one way to increase blood flow. And the fourth and probably the most important way to prevent delayed onset muscle soreness is sleep. It's very important for you to get 7 to 8 hours of sleep a night, actually. And if you're not, then maybe you should go to bed a little bit earlier, because your body does it does so much things in your sleep. I'm not going to go over it all. But one thing that I do want to go over, because it does help with post-workout recovery and preventing that delayed onset muscle soreness, is when you sleep, your body produces a hormone. It's called HGH, or human growth hormone. Not going to go into all the nitty-gritty details of it, but basically this hormone helps aid in your muscle repair. So like I said before, when you exercise, you're actually tearing the muscle. You're tearing the fibers of the muscle. So we need to repair those somehow. And so this HGH, human growth hormone, that your body produces when you sleep, actually helps to repair the muscle, therefore aiding in recovery. So the fourth way to prevent this delayed onset muscle soreness is to sleep. I love sleeping, so that's a good thing. All right, on to my next topic. Nutrition post-workout is very, very important. I'm going to tell you a story in a minute. Why is it important? Why is post-workout nutrition important? Because it'll help improve your body composition and overall aid in recovery. Like I said, your body loses a lot of nutrients when you work out. So after workout, you really need to, it's very, very, very important to replenish what you've lost. So when you work out, your body, like I just said, your body breaks down a lot of things when you work out. One thing is glycogen. Glycogen is your body's, how do I put this? It is the simplest form of a sugar in your body, right? It gives you energy. And when you work out, you completely deplete your glycogen, and so we need to replenish that. And another thing that that your body depletes when you work out is protein. Now, protein is very, 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 very important in post-workout nutrition, right? So first, the first part of post-workout nutrition is directly after. Directly after a workout, you need to replenish glycogen and protein. Glycogen is also a carbohydrate. I don't think I mentioned that. So it's very important to replenish those quickly, right? So my post-workout, this isn't going to be the same for all of you because not all of you drink protein shakes. But for my personal post-workout recovery, I do 1 scoop of protein powder, post-workout protein, and then I do a half scoop of something called ignition, which is that glycogen. It's a carbohydrate, a sugar, in its absolute simplest form, right? And I mix that with 10 ounces of milk. And I down that, like I chug that right after a workout, because that right there, that's going to go directly into my muscles and help to replenish what I've lost and aid in recovery. So that's what I do, but not everyone's the same, right? So here's story time. When I was in college, I took a sports nutrition class, and we were learning about all of this that I'm telling you right now, but in detail, right? And my professor took us on a hike, and now I hate hiking. I hate running. I hate hiking, right? It wears me out. It makes me tired. But on this hike, me and all my classmates, we had to pick one thing to eat during this whole hike, right? We all had a plain bagel before the hike, so that's a carb. But then we each had something different to eat as we went on this hike, right? And every 10 minutes we had to prick our finger and we had to test our blood glucose. Glucose is also lost during working out, and hiking is a workout. I made the mistake of choosing an energy drink as my post-workout recovery. And let me tell you, it was terrible. I got the shakes, I got cramps, my glucose tanked, like it was not good. But 2 of my classmates, something that we found out during this experiment, 2 things that are great post-workout if you don't drink post-workout like I do. 2 things that are great is chocolate milk and Skittles. Skittles are simple sugar. Like, you're straight up just putting sugar back into your body. Glucose, glycogen, going straight back into your body. So if you don't drink protein post-workout, get yourself some chocolate milk and Skittles, right? That is what we found out on the hike. So, where was I going with that? Yeah, so post-workout, it's very important 20 minutes after to replenish what we've lost, right? Now, that is 20 minutes, right? But we still have to think about replenishing everything afterwards. So after you work out, you're probably going to be starving, right? So I want to talk a little bit about proper nutrition. So there's this thing called My Plate. You guys can look it up online. It actually breaks down what your plate should look like for every meal, actually, in order to get the proper amount of nutrients. So I don't know how to put this. So when you're looking for a post-workout meal, you want 3 things: fats, carbs, and protein. Those 3 things are I can't stress it enough. Those 3 things you need to have in your life. You need to have it in your body. Good source of carbs could be something like bread. Fruits have a ton of carbs. I drink a lot of apple juice to get my carb intake for the day. Protein. Grilled chicken has so much protein in it. If you're not drinking protein shakes, grilled chicken has so much protein. Beef jerky, any type of meat really that's not fatty, really. Or if you're not a meat eater, eggs. Eggs is a ton of protein. Nuts have protein in it. Peanut butter, that's a nut, but you know what I mean. And then you also want a good amount of fat in your diet. You don't want to cut fat out of your diet. So a good source of fat would be milk has fat in it. A lot of things that you eat already have fat in it. But it's the good fats that we want, right? We don't want to. When I say you need fat in your diet, I'm not saying, oh, go eat a bag of chips or, oh, go have some fried Oreos. I don't know. So a good source of fat would be like avocados, milk. I don't even know. You get fat from some of the meats that you're eating for your protein. So yeah, it's very important to have all of that in your diet. So back to what I was saying before, there's this thing called MyPlate. You can, like I said, you can look it up online. It'll show you the breakdown of what your plate should look like every meal. And I actually have, my mouth is watering because I just made this meal, but I wanted to show you guys before I ate it. So what MyPlate says is that your plate should have, if you're looking at it like a circle, right? 30% of that should be a grain. A grain such as bread, oats, anything. 40% of it is vegetables. Vegetables is the big one. You actually want to have most of your plate vegetable. So broccoli, carrots, green beans, any vegetable, right? 10% should be a fruit. Strawberries, oranges, pineapple, apples, anything, fruit, right? And then 20% of it should be protein. Pork, chicken, beef, if you're not a meat eater, eggs, nuts. So that should be 20%. And then you should also have you'll see if you look up the MyPlate, up in the corner is a little section. So the grains, vegetables, fruits, and protein make up 100% of your circle. But up here in the corner is a little percentage of dairy. You need to have some dairy in your life, right? So I actually I'm going to have this for lunch. It's making my mouth water, but I portioned it out perfectly to the MyPlate that I just described to you guys, right? So I'm going to bring this bad boy over here. I don't know if you can see it all, right? Okay, so the first part of MyPlate, 30% grains. I got this bun right here, right? Because I made a Gouda pork burger. Instead of using ground beef, I used ground pork because it's less fatty and it gives you more protein. So you can use beef, don't get me wrong. But if you want like a healthier alternative, pork, ground turkey, ground pork, ground chicken, you can make a burger out of, right? So I made a pork burger with Gouda cheese, and actually I caramelized some onions on top too. So my grains is right here, the bun. 30% of my plate is that bun right there. 40%, which is actually looking like half of my plate right there, is broccoli. I made roasted broccoli in the oven. Nothing to it really other than broccoli. I drizzled some oil on top and I sprinkled some paprika on it. 10% fruits. So I've got a cup of strawberries here that I'm going to eat. 20% protein. Again, I used ground pork to make my burger here. And then on top I put onions, which onions is also a vegetable. So technically this plate has about 50% of vegetables on it. And then, like I said before, that little dairy, I've got a yogurt. And my yogurt is actually strawberry banana, so there's some more fruits for me, right? It can't hurt to eat more. But it's very important to have a well-balanced meal, right? So this right here is just one example of a well-balanced meal, and so you guys can mix it up however you want. But it's very important to try and have your fruits and vegetables and protein. You don't want to deplete your body of anything, really. That's why dieting kind of gets a little weird sometimes. Dieting, I'm not trying to bash dieting, but a lot of dieting wants you to deplete things. I'll give you an example, the keto diet. That diet specifically wants you to go into something called ketosis. I'm not going to go into it, but you're pretty much depleting your body of carbs, right? So yeah, it's a quick fix. You'll lose weight using the keto diet, but as soon as you come off that diet, if you don't continue to eat like you were on that diet, you're just going to gain it all back. By having a balanced meal like this, getting your carbs, getting your protein, getting your fats, it aids in muscle, replenishing your muscle, replenishing everything that you've lost when you've worked out. And actually, you'll see, if you're trying to lose weight, you'll see weight loss if you eat all of this, actually. Along with working out, obviously. You can't just eat all of this and be a couch potato. But, so yeah. That kind of wraps up what I wanted to talk to you about, the post-workout nutrition. I know this video was probably a little bit boring, but it's very important to go over it. And I wanted to share that with you guys because it's important. I want to thank you guys for watching these videos. I promise you I will make much better, funner videos. This will be my only boring one, but it's boring, but it's important. I'm gonna show you this plate real fast. Maybe. That looks amazing, and my mouth is watering. I want to eat that so bad right now. So yeah, I want to thank you guys for tuning in. Stay tuned for some more videos that we have coming your way. Thank you.